Hello and welcome. This is the base for a Blitzkrieg tutorial, but for a Blitzkrieg you need a preparation first. So in this video we are going to prepare this template. This is a video for beginners. I'm going to show all the clicks that I made, all the focuses, all the technology one by one. It's going to be quite long, and finally you will end up having this template. It's a very good one. It hits with 3k damage in ideal conditions. It moves very fast, 12 kilometers per hour, and it has all we need for a Blitzkrieg. And on the next video it's going to be more entertaining because we are going to do a real Blitzkrieg on Poland, on France, on the Soviet Union, and I'm going to show my techniques, my strategies for doing Blitzkriegs. Let's start. First step is I'm going to group all my divisions with my general, right click on one empty icon, and then I'm going to change all the templates to the same infantry standard division. Okay, and I'm going to shift left click here so all the units will be trained until they are level 3. We are going to start with the industrial focus. It's here. For a start it could be this one too, doesn't matter a lot. And for the technology we are going to be developing radio, because the tanks are going to need the radio, medium tanks, and industry. On the construction I leave 10 on rifles. Also supplies, I added a lot of support equipment, because support equipment never gets old, rifles and artillery do. Also trucks never get old, the standard production line for Air Force. Also trains never get old, and on the ships I'm building just one, put them all on one so they finish the ship, and then we are going to build a new ship that I'm going to design myself. And in the civilian buildings we are going to put only civilian factories because we are going for a long run. And now we go for autarky in the industrial tree. That gives us extraordinary bonuses on civilian and military factories construction speed. And now that we have 100 political power, we should get the Minister of the Army as soon as possible. So we click here, and we have all. If you have the attack general, is the best one. The best general, the attack minister. In this case, is a level 2. There are 3 levels, and this one level 2 is plus 10%. That is a lot for division attack. That will be useful, very useful for our armor divisions and for defense also. We have this icon here because some of our ships are old, but now the ship has been finished, so the icon disappears and we can build something else. We are not going to buy resources because they are below 8. You should only buy resources when they are out 7 or 8, but in this case I'm not so interested in building all the equipment. I prefer to use all my civilian factories for building new civilian factories, so I left and checked the resources. We got the basics, so now we go for the mechanical computing to speed up our research. I forgot something. You have 3 divisions that are armor. You shouldn't convert those 3 because we are going to send them to the Spanish Civil War, so I reconverted again. I'm going to retrain them again. My mistake. And now we go for this, not sure how do you pronounce this, Hermann Göring work, but it gives us 6 civilian factories that will help a lot with our industry. Now we go for the KDF wagon. Also some training of basic infantry, because you are going to need manpower for some requirements, some soldiers on the field. And since we are Germany, we are super rich, you should go for the armor train that will unlock the railway gun that is super powerful. And you can go for the civilian factories, since we are going to be building a lot of civilian and refineries, especially refineries. We got the medium tank. Now we are going to get engine 1 and 2 and armor 1 and 2. And now you can go for the soft attack or the max speed. Today we are going to play Blitzkrieg, so we are going to go max speed, but this one soft attack is also super good, even better maybe. If you want to play with soft attack, you should go this direction, since it will give you plus 20% soft attack to your tanks if you follow this line. And if you want to go speed, you can go this line, Blitzkrieg. That is the one that we are going to be playing today, but both are great. I keep adding all the training units to the army, so they keep training to level 3. And now we get the last tech team. And we are going to do some improved worker conditions. And now we have too many units in our place where we deploy our units, so we are going to set a front line. We select the army and we press the Zeta key and we check a border. So they are, no, this border no, right click on the trash and Zeta in the Polish border, and they are going to be moving. We keep going on industry and a little bit of radar technology, always up to date with radio and radars. And now we are going to go down in the political tree. For Germany, I prefer to go distributed industry because we are going to be changing a lot the lines with modernizing equipment. We are not in a rush. And now, for example, we can go Anschluss, but we do not have enough manpower on the field, so a way to solve that is to go to the deploy screen and force deploy some units, pressing this button here. Let's see what happens. I force deploy all the units that I have there, and now let's see if we can go for the Anschluss. Yes, we can. And with the deployed unit, you can later remove them, or you can just train them right here like the others. Since we have tons of rifles that we can spend, we are going to keep training them like any other normal divisions. We are going to be spending a little bit more than required, but it's not necessary. Those are all 36 rifles, so they are useless. Now we should keep up to date with the rubber production. This is synthetic rubber, so we are going to need it. Now we get 36 artillery, and now we are going to pick a tech team for the Air Force, and you have several great options. This one will give you a boost for small fighter, this one for heavy fighters and heavy bombers, this one for naval, this one for close air support. All are good depending on your strategy, and this one for strategic bomber. We are going to go with the heavy fighters and medium bombers. I don't think that it's good. Not maybe the best, but I think we are going to go this because it's going to give us more flexibility. And remove the infantry line and the artillery line and put 15 factories on this tank only. We are going to train them on the Spanish Civil War. Now we go for the military factory construction, since we have been building only civilian factories so far. And we are going to design a tank for our infantry. It's going to be a slow tank, and it will have a single heavy machine gun, the standard turret, the deflective armor. The wielded armor is the kind of an improved version, gives us more armor. It's low, and the only purpose of this tank is to build a very cheap tank, 6 point something with a lot of armor, and we are going to equip this tank to all our infantry units. And we change the template to this. I know it looks horrible, it's not aesthetic, but I need this space to put in more tanks. I like the infantry on the left, but it's okay, it will work. We just add one anti-air because I don't think that we are going to face too much close air support. Okay, this is the final template. We have a combat width of 43. It's okay for the terrain that we are planning to fight the war. And we are going to change in the future this last tank for a tank destroyer with a lot of armor, but not yet, because they are not going to be using a lot of anti-tanks so far. So this is going to work very well for now. And now we start building lots of military factories. And of course we start training these tanks, since they do not have the tanks, but they will have the manpower. Let me see. So far they have 7 of 7. They need more manpower, so their experience will drop down a lot, and you should start training them from... I should have done this earlier, but it's okay, we are going to keep training them from now on. And now we are going to demand Switzerland. We can't because we need more manpower on the field, so we are going to need to deploy more. So we are going to reassert eastern claims, and we are going to put some factories on rifles that I deleted them all. We start researching all the Air Force gadgets that we can up to date. I completely forgot that the war has started in Spain, so please do me a favor and do this template earlier than I did. Have them at level 3, not level 2 in this case, and we are going to send them to Spain. And we are picking Manstein from Manstein because we are going to transform. He's an engineer that gives +5 river crossing attack, but if we get the improvisation expert, he will be 10% faster, and that will be great for us. And you should pick a river crossing location like here, and as you see, you are going to be taking very little casualties, and that will help you a lot with your experience since you're going to be in the battle a long time, but at the same time you're going to be taking little casualties, so you don't suffer experience loss caused by replacement. And keep him here a long time so he gets the improvisation expert and these units start gaining more experience. And now that we have taken... And finally we go for the arm innovations. We also build some refineries. And we have spare tech teams, so we are going for the fire control systems for the ships. Heavy railway gun. Treaty with the Soviet Union in the military path. We select Air Minister, Air Superiority. Do this earlier. If you have spare tech teams before the 38, use for the Marine, damage control, fire control, they are all useful. And get the arm innovations too. Now that we are in the 38, we can go for, of course, I am building 2 new super heavy battleships that will be ready for the 39. And now we can demand Switzerland since we have enough troops on the field. Thanks to our refineries, we have even a surplus of rubber. And now we are going to import a little bit for the ships. And now that you can have advanced technology too, you can rush these armor trucks that are the best infantry. And now that we have advanced technology, you can rush advanced trucks. These are going to be very useful, very little days. And I keep training the troops, try to avoid casualties. They have 2 that are already elite and 1 is cracked, close to elite, but they are not at full manpower. Let me see. Yes, they will drop down a little bit when they get the manpower. First Vienna Award. And the troops went down a little bit. They are all cracked now when they got the reinforcement, but it's okay, they are close to elite. And now we design a better fighters with the new heavy machine guns, self-sealing tanks, armor plates. It's like a Mustang. And we will start mass producing this fighter. And we are Erwin Rommel and Minister. It's great, plus 15% armor attack and armor defense. Take note that armor defense means breakthrough when you are attacking, so it's super useful for attack too. And I think we met our objective in Spain because our 3 units are elite and they still have not the equipment, but they have the manpower. They are 17k, so they should stay elite. And also Manstein, our general, now is improvisation expert, that will give him 10 extra speed. And the war in Spain is close to over, but we are satisfied with the results. They keep gaining experience despite they are elite. And the Spanish Civil War ended, so our units will come home. I think that is the message. Let me see.
5 Spain was annexed.
Yes.
306 equipment has been seized.
And we are going to rush 39 rifles. They are also very important. Got message out of supply, so we are going to give priority trucks to the units in the front line. And I made a big mistake. You should pick the spirits before training the units. Our general was under training. We should have picked one of these before sending him to Spain. Now we are going to rush 39 artillery with the last team. We take the right side because they give us breakthrough. That is what it matters for the tanks in this path. So, Spirit of the Academy, if you have low stability, you should go with this one. It helps a lot with stability, combining if you suppress the other parties. But for now we are going to go this one that will give us more attack plus 1 extra point when we level up. And in the second we are going to go for elevated engineering, and in the third one we are going to go for maneuver warfare. And our units are back from Spain. One of them is not elite yet, so what you should do now is to send 3 units or more to the China-Japan war. But we are not going to do that because this is kind of a demo gameplay, so we are not going to keep training our general, but you should do. So I jump to the future after you come back from Japan, and I'm going to show you the status of my factory so far. We have some naval bombers, armored trucks, artillery, tanks, the flamers, the recon, artillery. So this is what it looks like, but the important point here is that you have your template. I'm going to show my actual templates. This is going to be my defensive template, 1 armor and 2 soft attack, and the rest infantry. And also I have an intermediate template, this one, 9 infantry, 2 artillery. The one with the tanks, it gives a shield, so it multiplies a lot the defense. But the main point here is the armor division that is going to be doing the Blitzkrieg. And you already have seen this. I explained the details of the armor in the previously, and here it is. They are already training and in the border. So in the next video we are going to do the Blitzkrieg stuff. And when you are ready, you should go for the focus done siege of war, and it will trigger the World War II. Since they are not going to be accepting, you have the choice to declare war on Poland. And that's all. I really hope that it was useful for you in some way, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.